everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It's 11 o'clock. It is Wednesday, the 25th of October. I hope you are all doing well. More gremlins this morning. For some reason, one of the streams wasn't working, one of the feeds, so I've had to restart everything. And hopefully now are all back in the room. Let me just check everything before we begin. Start the apps and get going. But that we are live everywhere we need to be. Okay, perfect. Welcome back. Well, there's a lot to talk about again today. For those of you that joined us yesterday, I said we needed a decision on Bitcoin, where it was going to go, whether we're going to go above 35,000 or whether we're going to come back down, have a small retracement. And that's kind of where we are today. We did have a move up yesterday to 34.5, back to 34. We'll go through that in a minute. What we're going to look at today, we're going to go through the markets, sentiment for Bitcoin. We're going to look at Doge. We're going to look at ADA. We're going to look at FTX Rated, which is the relaunch of the platform. We're going to look at BlockFi coming out of Chapter 11. Then we're going to look at how the UK police are trying to tackle crypto crime. Then we're going to have the quiz at the end, which is where we give away free crypto to you for watching and taking part. And that is pretty much the show. I'm going to try and get it all done, excuse me, in an hour. Me, you, and a few cups of coffee should suffice to get through. So if we have a look at the markets before we do anything else, where are we? We're still at 1.25 trillion. We were there yesterday. This is a pretty big move. You remember, not so long ago, we were struggling at just over 1 trillion. We're now up massively. Volume has fallen away slightly, but nothing too much to worry about. Bitcoin dominance still above 50s, 53%. It's all looking very rosy. If we look at the 24-hour gainers, Conflux, DYX, Chainlink, Aptos, Quant, are all doing reasonably well, some better than others. And I wouldn't worry too much about Mina. The run-up on Mina was absolutely stratospheric. So to pull back 12% really isn't anything to worry about. Bitcoin SV, Maker, Render, Compound, not down too much, 4 or 5% here or there. Really isn't anything to worry about. Overall, I think what we need to do is look at exactly where we are and appreciate how far we've come. Yesterday I said at the start of this year we were in we're in the high teens for Bitcoin. We're now at just under $34,000. We've come an awfully long way. One of those things, it creeps up on us without us even noticing. So all in all, it's a decent year so far for crypto in general. Now let's get on to the sentiment for Bitcoin. That's what we need to look at, because where we think we are doesn't necessarily mean that markets are in agreement with us, and also the people investing are in agreement with us. So we're going to have a little look at that. Remember, if you are watching, this is a two-way stream. Feel free to give me a shout out. Let me know where you are watching, what you're doing right now, and I will give you a shout out. It's actually closed down here. Everything's going a little bit wrong at the start of the day, which expected. So the crypto market sentiment is at its highest point since Bitcoin's $69,000 all-time high. That is the crypto fear and greed index. Depending on what platform you're on, the like a gauge, and that gauge normally goes between 0 and 99, or 1 and 99. And normally in the bear market, we've seen 9, we've seen 11, we've seen, but I believe it's now creeping up. Last time I checked, it was 59. Today it's telling me it's 72. On October 24th, Bitcoin surged, largest single day rally in over a year, where we pushed to 35,000. This is the Fear and Greed Index. It is normally, it's on CoinMarketCap, on the front page of CoinMarketCap. It's normally on the front or the home page of most of the exchanges that you guys are on, and it kind of gives you the sentiment from the market. Now, personally, 72, 75, 80, 85, that's a good time to sell. Because what you should be doing is you should be buying in fear and selling in greed. And what happens majority of the time, buy in greed and sell in fear, which is, if you think about it logically, it's completely the wrong way to look at crypto. When everybody thinks crypto is going to go up, you want to be selling. And when people think crypto is going to go down, you want to be buying. Not experts, not people that are in crypto, but in the general feeling, the emotional traders who worry about ETFs being rejected, who worry about wars, who worry about all sorts of things. When the fear is down at 13, that means that Bitcoin is falling. That's the best time to buy for me. When we get towards 70s, 80s and 90s, that's a sign that the bull run is on, but as I said yesterday, we're a little bit too early to be starting the bull run. So are we getting a bit too greedy at this stage in the market? I think we are. So November the 14th, 2021 was the last time the index reached a score of 72, just 4 days after Bitcoin notched its all-time high of 60. So remember what I was saying? Sell after the greed gets this high. Because we haven't seen 69,000 since, and that was 2 years ago. Just think about that. The greed is always at the time when people are buying in at the wrong time. And fear is where people are selling at the wrong time. The index recorded its lowest ever score of 7 last year. I believe June last year was when we started this channel. So we started the channel at the bottom of the bear market. That's where we are. 18 months later, we've come out of the bear market and we're now reaching all-time highs on the Fear and Greed Index. And we know about what happened with Terra. So that's where we are. The sentiment is pushing high. And for those of you that don't know, we know why the sentiment is high. There is impending ETF approvals. Grayscale have won in court. XRP have won in court. The SEC is just, it's Gary Gensler is on borrowed time. I think Hester Peirce, she's called, and she works at the SEC. She was interviewed on Monday, I believe, saying she can't understand why Bitcoin ETFs haven't been approved. So she's very bullish on crypto, and a lot of people want her to become the head of the SEC. I don't. I agree with some of the commentators have said that the SEC needs to be broken up so one individual doesn't have full control. Maybe have a panel of 4 or 5 people that make a decision. But at the moment, Gary Gensler, the man, decides the fate of crypto. And for the sake of impartiality, that's too much control for one individual to have. Let me hit refresh and make sure that the stream is on. Yep, okay, perfect. So let's have a quick look back at the Bitcoin chart. Now, I know I've looked at the Bitcoin chart every day now for the last 5 or 6 days, but we're at a point in the market where we probably need to start considering looking at Bitcoin every day. We are above all kinds of levels that I have said to have a check on. Now, one thing I did see today when I was looking at the charts is we have bearish divergence on the 1 hour chart, which means I'm expecting a small move down on the 1 hour chart. It's not on the 4 hour and it's not on the day, only on the 1 hour that I could find this morning. So I expect a short move down, but I don't know how many of you out there are traders. I'm just wondering, this is some kind of bull pennant, or we have a move up. Let's just take it from there. Now remember, my target is 40,000. Where could this take us? This could take us to the 38,500 range. So something to bear in mind is we seem to be winding up for a move. That's where we get into a very narrow range and then break up. That happens, I believe it. I don't know the exact number. I think it's 68% of the time, 67% of the time. So we are looking potentially like we could have a move up. Excuse me. But I was asked a question yesterday on, where are we going to get to, and are we going to keep going up? Are we going to come down? And my answer was, we need some kind of confirmation that we're going to hold this level. Now, there's a few levels we need to hold. We're above the bull market support band, which is starting to arc up. We are also finding a nice level at this 38, 34, 2 range. So we're in this nice little range here, and you could argue that maybe we are just finding support before moving to my next target, 40,000. If you look at the title of my stream yesterday, you will see that I have said that we are looking at a $40,000 Bitcoin next if we move up out to the daily chart. So what we have here, we have a long-term trend line that will take us eventually to 40,000 next year if we stay above it. But of course, we don't follow trend line exactly. We bounce up and down. So what could we see happening? I think we are going to see a move like this. I think that's the next move, or maybe a little bit shorter, but I think we're going to have a move up. And yesterday I was 60% confident of that move up. I'm now 70% confident of that move up. We are holding this 33.8, 34.2 range reasonably well, and we've done it for a few days. Now, that's not to say can't come back down. I'm not stating a fact that we are going to hit 40,000. But the longer we don't break down, the more I'm confident that we're going to move up. And that sounds like I'm sitting on the fence, and it really isn't. Shouldn't be making decisions without confirmation. That's the first thing. Now, looked at Ethereum yesterday on the daily chart, and we saw that for the last few weeks there was a bullish divergence forming, and Ethereum shot up at the end of that bullish divergence. So you need some kind of indicator to say where you're going to go. And when we've had this massive God candle move, taken us really from about 27,000 up to 34,000, we need to now know where we're going to go. We need to see where the appetite in the market is going to go. So on the daily, as you can see, what happens when we get up to this level on the RSI? We tend to cool down. So what does that mean? That means that the RSI comes down. Now, look at what happens in charts when we need to cool down. We see this action. So now we're here. Are we going to see this kind of action down? Maybe 30. Are we? 32,000, 33,000, sorry. Are we going to see that? Are we overbought now? Do we need to cool off a bit? Well, on the daily, it says we do. That's why I'm saying we need some kind of indication of where we're going to go. Maybe it will be some macro news that comes out. Maybe it won't. But I'm going to hold with my decision that I said yesterday, which is that we need confirmation. I'm now 70% more confident we're going to move up, not 60, because we've held it now quite well. We are trying to move up. We did have a little mini pump yesterday. We also had a mini dump yesterday. So I'm still waiting for confirmation. I still want $40,000. I think it's a good target to aim for. Any more bullish news is going to shoot up. The volume area profile, which I haven't got up, there is a gap. There is a gap up. There is also a gap down. And that gap would take us back towards this range. Yeah. So we have to be careful. Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet. It's great to be at $34,000, but we are not at $60,000, $70,000 yet. So we be a bit more careful and hang on a little bit longer to see what the markets are going to say. Now, I'm going to go and look at a coin that I get a lot of requests about, and that is Dogecoin. Dogecoin, a lot of people that watch this stream are big fans of Dogecoin. They like their memes, and as you know on here, if I was to have a choice between Dogecoin Shiba Inu, I would put and I gave my meme prediction, and it was that Doge was going to shoot up. The reason being is that at some point Elon Musk is going to launch, or should I say X is going to launch the X wallet. Never going to get used to saying X. Twitter wallet, tipping, whatever else it might be, microtransaction is going to launch. And I think it's going to launch with Doge, as does everybody else. I'm not special. Everybody else thinks it's going to launch. Now, the reason I'm more of a fan of Shiba Inu than Doge is Doge doesn't really have a lot of functionality, have a lot of utility. It is really still a meme coin all these years later. It's also proof of work, bad for the environment. Elon Musk doesn't like. My play on this, that Elon Musk and Doge are in talks to swap Doge from proof of work to proof of stake. That's the first thing they're going to look at. Because remember, Doge based on Litecoin, which is based on Bitcoin, so it's the same code base. So it's going to switch from proof of work to proof of stake. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's going to launch, I think, this time for 2024. So I think this will launch maybe in December, or it will be announced in December, launching in January. So I predict Doge is going to have a massive run up, and we're going to look at some prices in a minute. But remember, this is based solely on X deciding when it's going to go live. It's not based on me, it's not based on anything else. Remember, the charts are good. The charts don't tell you everything. The charts show you patterns. Those patterns are broken by macro environmental news. War, pandemics, interest rates, inflation, all of those things weigh on crypto, weigh on stock market. So Ali Martinez tells his 31,500 followers on social media X that Doge looks poised to start trending to the upside. He says Dogecoin appears ready to start a new uptrend. A sustained close above 6 cents could result in an upswing to 7 cents. Not really very big number, but we are getting onto it. Next up is the blockchain. Right, okay, so he hasn't really given an awful lot out here. Basically just said it'll go to... But let's go and have a look at what we think. I'll try and give you two areas that I think Doge would go to, depending on where and how X announces it. So as we can see, good old Doge is in this lovely lower lows, lower highs, and has been since November last year, with the odd spike, probably really slightly. So we're kind of in this downward spiral. We're underneath the moving average. Give me a second. So Doge hasn't really done anything, and The last time I really looked at Doge was when it broke up here and it broke out of the range. So this was the last time I really covered Doge in any depth, which was April. And we covered it on the stream, and we said that break above 10, and then we need to get towards, I believe, the region of 12 or 13 cents before it'll break out. So we've come down this level here, which seems to be a massive area of support. Look, it's been here plenty of times before. It did break down, but so did everything else a few weeks ago. So this seems to be the line in the sand that Doge will not cross, and that seems about 6 cents, 6.2 cents. Now in the short term, look at the chart. Now we are looking at the daily. That's the first thing to bear in mind. So within this range, we've plodded along the bottom of this trend line, and we've kind of come up. We have touched bull market support band. Okay, this is the, oh, not bull market support, sorry, moving averages. So we're sitting at the moving average. Now, remember what I was saying before about Bitcoin, we need confirmation. Now, let's say we hold moving average. What happens when you're above it? Well, in the past, Bitcoin, what happens in the past is that Bitcoin used average as a springboard. In this instance, what's happened here? Broke up, we shot up, bounced, 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 we broke, we did come back up, we bounced. So Doge has a history of using it as decent support. Now, broke above it last in July. Since then, we've been struggling along the bottom. So if we do break up, first level we could get to, level here, which I believe is about 8.5 cents. That's the first area to get to, for me. This area already bounced off it. So I think what we could do is something like this. Okay? 8.5 cents, which may be a 20% gain from where we are now. But the big news, what happens to Doge if it gets approved and it's going to be used by X? And the next level up for me is about 10.5 cents. So these are the kind of levels we need to be looking at, especially up here. So I think 15 cents is a good goal for Dogecoin to get back to. It's been there multiple times before. All this area over here, it's been there times before. So if Dogecoin is approved and is used by X, the very first thing I think it's going to do, get to somewhere near 15. That's a big move, but remember, this is a platform with hundreds of daily users, and Doge, as a tipping or a micro transaction fee, I think would be massive for it. So 15 cents for me, which is about here. Above that, we've still got my old line here, which is 17 cents. So 15 cents is my target for Doge. That's where I would look to get to. Now, this is slightly more bullish than the Dogecoin article, which is to do with ADA. Now, ADA, full disclosure, I don't hold any Doge. I think I hold one Doge. I did hold it, and I sold it before Saturday night. I don't hold any Doge, but I do hold ADA. I also hold Bitcoin. So that's to kind of just make sure that you don't think I am shilling a particular coin or anything like that. Look, my chat really is frozen again. Give me 1 second. I can't see any comments. said anything in the last 10 minutes. I'm sorry, I can't see any of it. It froze. Again, it's possible to actually see what people are saying in here. There we go, we're back in. Okay, if you have made any comments, if you've got any comments about Doge, any comments about Bitcoin, where the price is going to go, anything about ADA, drop a comment in chat. And whatever you do, don't click any links in chat. They are all scam links. Okay. So you... Okay, ADA Bitcoin to gain institutional exposure as Grayscale unveils crypto indices. Crypto asset manager Grayscale has announced the launch of Grayscale crypto sectors and in partnership with the FTSE Russell, a global index provider, to debut the crypto sector indices. So this, I was reading about this today. It's quite a good bit of positive news for crypto in general, and that is that crypto is now going to be available to report on using traditional outlets. So Grayscale providing this set of good for Grayscale because it gets the name known. It's also good for the industry because it now allows people to refer to those indices other places that they didn't before. Grayscale Investments, the digital currency asset management giant primarily catering to institutional players, has just rolled out 5 new crypto sector indices, and one of the indices caters to smart contract platforms. Gambardella tweeted. Have a breakdown of them. Doesn't. Okay. I thought I was. So the crypto sector indices are divided into 5 categories: currencies, smart contract platforms, financials, culture, and utility and services. The indices include coverage of over 150 protocols, which will be assessed quarterly to reflect the dynamic nature of the crypto asset class. Now, obviously, this isn't super exciting, but from the bullish point of view, this is massive, because the more people see Cardano, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, the more people see names, or they get used to seeing them, the more that they accept them. You've got to remember, crypto is as old as a blink of an eye in terms of everything else, in terms of stocks and bonds and banking, in several hundred years old. So Bitcoin is, 14, 15 years old? It's really new. There are people in the banking industry that still don't know about Bitcoin. And I know XRP is going to be the banking protocol of the future. We know all of this. But Bitcoin still has a long way to go. We are probably still 6 years away, 7 years away from really truly seeing what Bitcoin is going to be, where it's going to go, and how it's going to be. So we have a long way to go. Don't forget that. You are all still early. I said this yesterday. Well done for being here. You've got your gains in the short term. We've seen a massive pump. We are halfway towards our previous all-time high. That's great news. You're all new, but don't forget, this is so new. This is the same when Google started, Amazon started, Apple started, when the internet started. All of these things take time and take perseverance and acceptance. Well, one of the big things that I say on here is people that come to you to talk about crypto, don't laugh at them. Try and help them. Try and help them understand. I made videos in the last few days about how to do your own research. Top 5 coins for beginners to crypto. Made a short about those same 5 coins. So make sure to go and find our streaming video platform. Look for Crypto Warehouse. You'll find us. You'll see those videos. Why do we make those videos? Well, number one, they don't get an awful lot of attention. They don't get many views. Because if I wanted views, I'd talk about Michael Saylor or BitBoy getting divorced or whatever else it might be. Sometimes you have to make videos to help people, especially when we make the scam videos. So acceptance, key element of crypto being onboarded, and that also means don't tell them to go and buy Pepe or tell them to go and buy these $10 million market cap coins. Tell them to buy Cardano. Tell them to buy Ethereum. You tell them to buy Solana. Tell them to buy the big chains. Now, for me, this is massive news for Cardano. The problem with Cardano is it is not sexy. That's the problem for me. And when I say it's not sexy, what I mean is that look at Polygon. Polygon is in bed with everybody. It's in bed with Disney, with Starbucks. It's in bed with Nike. It's in bed with all the major kind of tier one partners you would want. You name me one real life brand that's partnered with Cardano, because I can't think of any. I can't think of one. Okay, why is that? Charles is trying to build. That's what he's trying to do. He's not trying to become flavor of the month. He's not trying to sell pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks. He's trying to build Cardano. Now, rightly or wrongly, and you can agree with it or disagree with it, marketing is part of a company. Yes. Have a great product and terrible marketing, it doesn't tend to do well. I think crypto is different. He is building something to solve real world problems. And month by month, Cardano is getting stronger and stronger. And that's what we need to focus on. We need a strong Cardano because we don't want to rely on Ethereum for everything. Solana still has to be proven. So that leaves Cardano. Cardano is going to have its day in the spotlight. Give it a year or two. I am massively bullish on Cardano. Community is fantastic. It has a huge NFT marketplace. And if you know about Cardano and you know what Cardano does, you should be looking at Cardano. It should be part of your portfolio. Don't forget, none of this is financial advice. In my opinion, Cardano should be a big part of your portfolio. When Cardano runs, not going to look back. Okay? Going to run at some point. Now, if we let's take a look at the price action. Remember, if you are new here, if you have never seen us before, please smash the like button, give us a follow, let us know where you're watching from, let us know what you're up to. Do you agree with me? That's the most important thing. I'm more than happy to talk to people that don't agree with me. The point of this is that we live in this woke world where we can't have a matter of, and I don't agree with that. So whatever you agree with or disagree with, leave me a comment. Now, what I would say about Cardano is it is bled. It is bled for as long as the eye can see. We have been in the downward trajectory now since the last bull run. Now, we are also, as with a lot of coins, Cardano isn't the exception. Look at the moving average. Look at where Cardano is. It struggled. It got above. It broke below. It got above. It came down. It hammered. It retested. It couldn't get up. It's falling. It's falling. We are now back several months later, knocking on the door of the moving average. What price could we see? Personally, my opinion, I think a 40-cent Cardano at this stage of the market. Right. Okay. I'm not calling for $1. I'm not calling for $2. I think a 40-cent price for Cardano. Now, where would that put us? That would put us back about this area here. Now, we have multiple instances of Cardano being at this price. Now, do I think this will be here by the end of the year. Possibly. ETFs get approved, it's going to go. Now, also look at the volume here. It's going to suck us up to 31.5 cents. So we could see this area. But then look, this vacuum, this would then take us up to this area here is where we are looking at. So overall, Cardano, I'm bullish on it. And remember, it's not really had much of a pump in the last. Had one pump since March. So I think it's about time for Cardano to move. If you like Cardano, drop a comment in chat. I think we're going to break average. I think we're going to move above it. We're going to move up towards 35-40 cents. Don't know if we're going to stay there right now, but I can see it. It's just been so suppressed for so long that I think we're going to, and I think that's going to happen. Now, let's move on very quickly to talk about a company which was run by probably the biggest criminal in crypto history, and that is Sam Bankman-Fried. Why do I call him a criminal? Because that's what he is. Not another dated article. Okay, so FTX is negotiating with 3 bidders to restart the crypto exchange. Bankrupt firm expected to decide fate of exchange in December. Before it failed, FTX ran one of the biggest trading platforms. FTX was the second biggest exchange in the world. Why was it the second biggest exchange in the world? Because it washed its money. We're trading with what you thought was your Bitcoin. Number in a spreadsheet. Numbers were all fake. Were all artificially boosted. When it actually did collapse and people went in to try and find out where all the money had gone, where was the money in the wallets, what had happened, they've managed to find the majority of the money. And why have they done that? Because good old Sam Bankman-Fried ran the leaked ship that's ever been. It was the SS Titanic. He didn't know where his money was. Didn't know where the Bitcoin was being. Didn't know how much he had. The last time I checked, they've managed to find about $7 billion of the $8 billion whole. So it's near enough 88%, 87% back to where it was. The first thing I would say to you is, we are 2 years on from the previous all-time high. We have seen Celsius collapse, BlockFi collapse, FTX collapse. You are on an exchange that has survived the most brutal bear market that crypto has ever seen, and it's still going. The exchange you are on now, in my opinion, is a trusted exchange, especially if it's got proof of reserves. That's another important thing to bear in mind, because there are others that aren't. Well, I can't mention names, but there are exchanges out there that I believe have $1-2 billion holes in them. So you're on an exchange that I think is trusted. Under no circumstances should you put any of your funds near FTX. Ever. Okay? This company, forever tarred, same way that Mt. Gox was tarred. It's a failed exchange that was run by a narcissistic, power-hungry maniac trying to get his feet under the table with Joe Biden, with Hillary Clinton, multiple meetings with Gary Gensler. He was a snake. Now, whether he goes behind bars for 200 years or not, there are people, and okay, maybe they get 85% of their money back, fair enough, but there are people whose health has been adversely affected by this. There are potentially people that have injured themselves, had major health complications from the stress associated with FTX. This company needs to be buried, and it needs to have its own little tombstone, and we never need to see it again. Okay? So if anybody suggests what exchange should I use, tell them to use the exchange that you are watching us on now. Don't, if anybody says what about FTX, it looks good, it's got a nice UI, whatever, remind them that it was created by Sam Bankman-Fried, a huge criminal. There was other people there. Don't forget, Sam Bankman-Fried, the head, wasn't the head of a snake. He was the biggest snake in the snake pit. And everybody that followed him underneath is just as complicit as he is. And there are people, I think Gary Wang, there are people who are going to walk free or serve 1 or 2 years behind bars who have committed, maybe not the volume, committed as serious an offence as he has done. It's full of snakes, so under no circumstances ever go near this platform. Okay, let's move on. Another failed lending platform. Another thing that we do, or we've made videos on our channel in the past, is made videos about scams. And again, very similar to our videos that we make about top portfolios for beginners, which again, as I said before, we don't get many. We make videos about scams, and if it's too good to be true, it really is too good to be true. Amiraf123, welcome. Mohammed, welcome to the stream. Don't forget, smash the love heart button, smash the like button. I haven't said it enough today. Make sure you follow us. If you follow us, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us to build our brand. It helps people advertise with us, and that way we aim to give back to you guys. So make sure, smash the like button, give us a follow, do whatever you can, help us grow. Now, the reason we make scam videos is to stop people from being scammed. Now, that sounds like the most obvious thing in the world. It is. But not enough people do it. Most people focus on either making videos about projects they're invested in, or their sponsored videos, or whatever else it might be. The reason we make scam videos is to try and stop you falling foul of scams. Ask yourself a question whenever you see anything like 16% APR on Bitcoin or 12% APR on USDT. Ask yourself a question. Is that too good to be true? That's the first question. Second question is, how on earth are they making, let's say 10%? How are they making 10% return? Because remember, they have to make a profit. They're not making 10% on your money. They might be making 15% on your money. So how are they making 15% on your Bitcoin and your USDC? How are they doing that? Those are the two questions. Is it too good to be true? And how are they doing it? The next level of investigation into BlockFi and others could be, can I call them? Can I visit their office? And do I know all of their names? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they real people on LinkedIn? Can I physically go to reception, speak to somebody that works there, sit at a table and have a conversation with them? All of those things you need to do. And if you cannot answer every single one of those questions, the yes or can or whatever else it might be, it's a scam. End of story. Walk away. Okay? It doesn't matter if they offer you 30% APR or 50% APR. The more they offer you, the bigger the scam it is. Now, BlockFi and Celsius and others that have gone bust were all over-offering you returns, and it all went wrong. The market crashed. We had the bear market. Everything started to drop. Holes started to appear in their balance sheet. They couldn't repay people. BlockFi was involved with 3 Arrows Capital, FTX, and it was a pack of cards. People were lending each other money that they didn't. Okay? So just bear that in mind when you see things like this. So BlockFi has come out of bankruptcy and is going to start returning crypto assets to its customers 11 months after it was swept away by the turbulence in the industry following FTX's collapse. So I don't know if it mentions how much of the money you're going to get back. Okay. So BlockFi estimated in court filings that customers who had interest-bearing earn accounts will receive 40 and 100% of the value of their accounts. Filing in November 2022, BlockFi has cited its loans to FTX's firm Alameda as one of the reasons for its collapse. BlockFi said withdrawals are currently available to nearly all of its wallet customers. Crypto lenders, the de facto banks of the crypto world, boomed during the pandemic, attracting retail customers double-digit rates earned for their crypto deposits. Now, the other thing I will say is, you might have heard of on-chain staking. On-chain staking, best example of on-chain staking is probably Cardano. Ethereum has it, Solana has it. On-chain staking, not the same as BlockFi and Celsius. On-chain staking, you stake your own cryptocurrency with the blockchain itself. You normally do it through a wallet. There are exchanges, ones you are watching me on now, for example, that will allow you to stake on-chain your crypto. So, but again, going back to this, is it believable? Is it not believable? That will offer you maybe 3 to 5% ADA, for example. So you deposit 1,000 ADA today, this time next year, you might have 1,040 ADA. Ethereum is the same. You deposit 100 Ethereum today, potentially have 104 Ethereum next. That is not the same. They are not rehypothecating funds. That means they're not taking your funds and lending them out to somebody. They are paying you a reward for helping to secure the blockchain. That's different. Don't think that you can't earn any interest on your crypto. Ethereum, Solana, ADA, Polygon, you can earn XRP, Bitcoin. You can't really earn anything on those, although XRP are talking about stake. Bitcoin you certainly can't, but we've talked about potentially allowing Bitcoin to validate other chains. Anything that's on-chain staking, or you would need the blockchain to crash for you to lose your funds. Now, is that likely to happen on Ethereum or Cardano? No. Is that likely to happen with I'm a scam and I'm going to run off with your crypto coin? Then yes, it is. Look at Safarium, you look at Pepe, 2 coins where the developers have run off with them. So, bigger the chain, the less you have. So, Ethereum for me, Cardano for me, Solana for me, 3 great chains for which you from proof of stake. Now, finally, we are running late. Not too late. I haven't seen too many comments in chat today. It has been really quiet. So if you are out there in the big wide interwebs, send me a message, drop a comment, and I will read it out. So what do we have here? User D0 sound information. Thank you. I hope that's one of the things that we do try and do on this channel. Remember, our motto is not to make you rich. It's stop you from becoming poor. How do we do that? We do that by helping you to avoid scams, keeping your cryptocurrency safe, and basically telling you that the mate of the mate that you know doesn't know that much about crypto. So I had another message yesterday from somebody asking me, should I invest in Bitcoin? They were new to crypto. And I said, why are you looking at this coin? They said that their friend told them about it. And I said, is your friend a crypto expert? Is your friend Charles Hoskinson? Is your friend Vitalik Buterin? Probably not, no. Don't go near any coins. The first thing you should do, while new to crypto, buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy Solana, buy Cardano, buy XRP, maybe buy BNB. Buy them. Have them as your core portfolio. 60 to 80% of your money should be in those coins. then if you're a degen, if you're super bright, if you are really experienced in crypto, go and make yourself a DeFi bag, or go and make yourself a metaverse bag of coins. Go and make yourself an AI bag of coins. Carry it all out with correct risk management. That's what you should be doing. And that's the advice we give. We don't try and sit here and say, go and invest in Shiba Inu Doge Elon Mars coin because it's for 2000x. Because you'll all buy the coin at the wrong time and end up losing 99.9% of your money. So we're never going to do that here. Anyway, moving on to the last article, which is a quick one before we get to the quiz. London launches 40-member team to release digital assets as crypto economy grows. I don't think 40 people is enough, but it's a start. The Met Police have assembled a 40-person team. According to a new report from the FT, the police force's crypto team began recruiting last December and became operational in May. Cryptocurrencies give a new dimension to the settlement of value transfer. Everywhere we have looked, we have found crypto. The evidence is suggesting an endemic role of cryptocurrency in organised crime, drugs, guns, etc. Growing evidence there's been emerging use of crypto within those fields as well, which is interesting because the majority of crime is the US dollar or the British pound or the euro, and people walking around with suitcases, with backpacks full of money, and now it's going through crypto. What's the big difference? Big difference that criminals are stupid, and if you run transactions through a blockchain, they're forever. Okay, so that might sound, oh well, you don't know what the wallets are, you don't know that that's a criminal and this is a criminal. Of course you do. How does the money get onto their wallet in the first place? How do they off-ramp the wallet? They have to send it to an exchange. So what do you need in an exchange? You need KYC. Passports, utility bills, whatever it might be. So somebody sends you $50,000 for some criminal activity. How do they get their money out? They can't, because this is why we need regulation. This is why we need regulation. I'm going to keep saying it. With regulation, cryptocurrency exchanges have to hold information that identifies that user that is trying to deposit and withdraw the money. Now, could it be a friend of a friend? Yes. That friend of a friend has to have the money in the banking system to get it onto the exchange. You can't just send a suitcase of money to exchange A and say, can you load this up on my wallet, please? Work that way. So, say there's an endemic role of cryptocurrency in organised crime is a little bit of a Elizabeth Warren statement. It's a little bit like trying to blame the fentanyl problem in America on crypto. Okay? It's utterly ridiculous. It's like trying to blame computer games for kids that go out and do things in schools. It's just ridiculous. There's no cause and effect there. The worst thing for criminals is they're all going to get caught because it has to go through an exchange. It has to go through an on and an off ramp. It's the most idiotic thing to do. And when we move to central bank digital, which is going to happen whether you like it or not, when we move to CBD, get rid of paper money, we'll find it harder and harder to get away with moving money around. Very difficult. What's the difference between a CBDC and Bitcoin? Both use ledgers, one's public, one's private. The records are there for everybody to see. All of the wallets have to be identified. Holds them, so it makes it so much difficult. So what's going to happen is that these organizations, when, okay, we can't use cash anymore, it's too hard to carry around, we're going to use crypto. Then the crackdown's going to come on crypto. The regulations are going to come in. They're not going to be able to use crypto. What's going to happen then? They're going to move to use diamonds. They'll use diamonds. They will use other high value assets. So crypto is just another way of them carrying out their illegal activities. So it's all well and good blaming it, but not the fault of crypto, it's how it's been. So I'm not going to go on any more about that. What we're going to do is going to go back to the charts and we'll get on with the quiz, which I know everybody wants. Tariq, how long will these markets last? I think we're going to be at $40,000, if not more, by the end of the year. And the reason being is that these ETFs are going to happen, and they're going to happen in November or December or January or February. They're going to happen in one of the next 4 months. So it doesn't matter. What we're seeing now, I think, is front-running announcement. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're BlackRock and you're going to launch a $10 billion Bitcoin ETF, one of the rules accepted, one of the rules of running a Bitcoin spot ETF, you have to buy the Bitcoin from the spot market. Now, if we have seen those platforms buying cryptocurrency, that would explain this pump. So if Vanguard, BlackRock, ARK have all gone out and started buying crypto, this is the reason for the pump. But I don't think it is. I think that this has been front running it. We are 6 months. We are exactly 6 months from halving. ETFs are going to be approved. Interest rates are going to be reduced. You have to ask yourself, how long, as a whale or as an institution, how long should you wait before the market kicks in bull run? I think 6 months is a good period of time, and 6 months was October the 10th or October the 11th, which was 2 weeks ago. So we're now potentially in the zone where people will want to buy crypto front run. It's going to take a massive bit of bad news to bring the market down. Look what happened in the Middle East 3 weekends ago. The market didn't react very badly. We down a couple of %. Had that been 12 months ago, the market would have crashed. So the resilience of Bitcoin and the resilience of crypto is that this bull is starting to move, and these smaller macro events are just not getting in its way. I would have thought by now we would be back at 32,000, 31,000, in that range. Haven't. Every time we come below 34,000, go back above it. So we're forming massive support at 34,000 as we speak. So where do we go? Go up. Potentially we go up. 38,000, 9,000, 40,000 is next. It's going to take Gary Gensler and the SEC coming out and saying we're not going to approve an ETF this side of January. Okay? And then what's going to happen is people are going to go, oh, well, now we know it's going to be in January. We might as well buy more crypto now. So he's now backed himself into a corner where whatever he says, he's going to pump crypto because it has to be approved. He's now gone from will it be approved to it has to be approved because he's lost every court case. So if he comes out and says we're not going to approve one until January, then we all know we've got 2.5 months to wait. If he comes out and says, well, we've lost, we're going to approve them next week, the market's going to pump. Whatever he does now, he has shot himself in the foot, and we are going to see the bull run of all bull runs this time because we have so much more money to come in. And I have switched from bearish, where I was in September, to bullish, because this news changes everything. Losing to Grayscale, saying they're not going to pay XRP, it's just a sign of the position that they're in. You have the financial institutions coming out. Yesterday there was an interview with several TradFi companies who said, and I quote, "Cannot believe the amount of interest and demand we have for cryptocurrency. We cannot believe," okay, and that's from TradFi outside of Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity. So the demand is there, and the problem is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people want something, the more people that buy it, the higher the price is going to go. So do I think we're going to hit 100,000 in the next bull run? Now I have all of this new information. No, I don't. I think we're going to go higher. How much higher? I don't know. But my diminishing returns target was 1.6 times the all-time. Puts us at about $105,000. I don't think we're going to do that anymore. I think we're going to absolutely smash it. I think we're going to have a huge run-up. We're going to have a correction just after the halving, and then we're going to have another. And we could be sitting here in 2 years' time talking about a $250,000 Bitcoin. And that wouldn't surprise me. Had you said that to me 2 months ago, I would have laughed and said, "You just moon boy stats." But the amount of money that's going to come in is going to take everybody by surprise. And this isn't another false dawn for crypto. This is the start of the end game. Not the end game, it's the start of the end game for crypto. So it's difficult for me to say where we're going to go. I think 40,000 is on the cards. My thumbnail yesterday, the day before, was $40,000 Bitcoin. That's where we could go to. Still come down. We need to find some support now. Now that could be 34,000, 32,000. It could be 30,000. We need to find some support. To do that, we could have a crash. We could have a flash crash, and whatever price we come down to, that's our level of support. Or we hang around here for a bit. More good news comes out, and we're off to $40,000. I said yesterday, Ben Cowan, I watched his video. The guy doesn't have a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. He didn't think we were going to get much higher than where we are now. He thinks it's the same money swilling around in crypto. There are articles out there showing that we've had hundreds of millions of dollars of new money come into crypto. So his theory was, haven't got any new money coming in, which means same money buying and selling Bitcoin, buying and selling Ethereum, buying and selling BNB. Not going to have any new money until next year. That was his hypothesis, which was a good one. Then Bitcoin ETFs, the idea of them being approved has appeared, and suddenly we have 50 billion extra come into Bitcoin, come into crypto. That breaks his hypothesis, but that's what the hypothesis is. It's his theory on what's going to happen. He is right until proven wrong. That's just science. So people are having a go at him, calling him all kinds of names under the sun. He's been right for 9 months of the year, and he's been wrong for 3 weeks. Think about that. He's been right from January to the end of September, 100% accurate with his estimates. Then this bit of macro news changes everything, and suddenly wrong. Well, no, he isn't. He's been right 95% of the year. And that's the problem that we have, is that I was bearish because we didn't have this money. We didn't have ETFs. We didn't have all of these things. Got a gap at $25,000. I was expecting us to fill. We didn't get anywhere near it. You know, we've had what happened, horrible events that have happened 3 weeks ago. Didn't move the price of Bitcoin. When these things happen in the environment, you can't suddenly stick to the same story and say we're going to $20,000. Have to reevaluate where we are. The same way I predicted $1,000 Ethereum. I said Ethereum's going to go to $1,000 to $1,200. That's where the liquidity was. It hasn't happened, and it probably won't happen now. So you have to evaluate where you are, and we're at the point now where somebody says something positive, Bitcoin will go up $1,000. Go back 6 months, and that same person says the same thing 6 months ago, it wouldn't have the price of Bitcoin moved into greed hype, and we are starting to see retail and institutional investors coming to crypto. That's where we are now. And you have to reevaluate your position, not necessarily on a daily basis, but on a weekly and monthly basis. That was the longest answer I've given to a question, Tariq. I hope that makes some kind of sense to you. Right. Let's move on to the quiz. So for those of you that are new here, we go through gossip, go through the news, go through the markets, we look at the charts, and at the end, we have a bit of fun. We ask some quiz questions, you get them wrong, I get them right. It's very simple. So, first question, let's ask you an easy one. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, we mention Tariq quite a lot because he unfortunately, when he wins, the RNG monkey always takes his money off him, picks his pockets and runs off. So Tariq is, I think, consistently targeted by the RNG monkey and never wins the same amount that other people win, even though he answers all the way, always answers the questions right. So let's start with the first question. Now, we spoke about Doge, so I'm going to ask you a Doge question. And I've also given you the answer in the show. So this is very easy. Remember, wherever you are watching, just type your answer into chat. Do shout out if you are correct. The question is Dogecoin proof of work or proof of stake? Just type POW or POS into chat. Fresh yet again. I'm gonna stopped again, the fourth time on the stream. Second, reload my chat. So if you have answered the question and you are waiting for me to give the answer, do a couple of things for me. Smash the like button, smash the follow button, smash the love heart button. We're nearly at 10,000 love hearts in one place. We're 60,000 followers in another place. Help us get there. Smash the like button. In fact, we're at 12,700 likes on one of them. So while you're not getting the questions right, make sure to smash the like button for me. Also, the last 3 shows given tips, and I can't tell you the names of the people giving us tips because tell me if you're watching and you've tipped us in the last 3 shows, big thank you. Also, I don't mention the tips on the show because I don't get notified until the stream ends. When the stream ends, I get sent an email saying you've received XYZ as a tip. But I never find out until the end. It's not like where it flashes up and says you the super chat or whatever. I don't get notified. If you do tip me and I don't say anything to you, I apologize profusely, but I don't find out until the end. And also, I'm never told your name. I never get told your name. I get told user 456, user 123 has tipped you. So if you are watching and you have tipped me in the past, I greatly appreciate it. Big help to the channel. We are self-financed. We're not paid to do this. It's a massive help. So, Frederick, congratulations. Ben Kisa. Check that again. That didn't give all the people that told me. Addy Crypto, congratulations. Crypto Mafia. Tariq. Tariq wins big. There we go. Marion, congratulations. Seagal and Solo Sky. Well done. The answer is, of course, Doge is proof of work. Second largest proof of work currency behind Bitcoin. So as far as I'm aware, it's Bitcoin, Doge, Litecoin. I think they're the top 3 proof of work chains. So congratulations to you all. I think we've got 31 correct answers in total. Hello, Thor. Welcome to the stream. Abadi, you got 0.7 SHIB. Mahi Crypto, are you live? I am live on the second one, the one that begins with Y. So we are on. If you want to check the description below the stream, we'll see all of our links. So the two that you've mentioned there, Telegram and you, we are on both of those, and all of the links to us are down below in the description. And that goes for every platform that is watching us. All of our details are underneath. Don't tell the monkey. I've been throwing bananas at the monkey to distract him. That's what I've been doing. We've had our Doge question. Okay, next question is... Remember, the answers have to be in lowercase. If you put a capital letter or all uppercase, you won't win. And remember, it doesn't matter where you are. Comment and I'll give you a shout out. I'm more than happy to give you a shout out. So, what blockchain is ADA on? So ADA, the currency we talked about today, we talked about it with regards to Grayscale and the indices and the smart contracts indices. What chain is ADA on? It's a really simple question. Don't ask difficult questions here because we don't want to trick people. So whether you are watching on our YouTube live stream, whether you're watching anywhere else, smash the like button, answer the question in chat, and we'll give you a shout out. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are nearly at several milestones which we're trying to hit. Everybody's getting this question right. And remember, a lot of the questions at the start of the quiz are to do with the show. So I've asked a question about Doge. I'm now asking a question about ADA. 16 correct answers in total. Also, we're going to run the show for probably another 5 or 10 minutes. And that's going to be it for the day because we've been going now for over an hour. My coffee's getting cold and probably going to do... by the way, also, we've started doing a video series called Crypto in the Park. Crypto in the Park is pretty much how it sounds. We walk around our park, talk about a topic. The topic we spoke about in our first episode was do your own research. What does it mean when somebody like me says to you, don't take our advice, do your own research? It means nothing to you if you don't know anything about crypto. So do your own research is our first topic, and we tell you what to do your own research, what you should look at, what websites to use, what to look for. Tell you everything in an 8 or 9 minute video. So go over and make sure you watch that video if you're new to crypto. It's really important that we help newcomers to crypto. So congratulations, Crypto Mafia got that one right. Shanibar, Kamal, Adi, Tariq, Karma, Cash, noted, and Tunikal. Welcome, Tunikal. Haven't seen you on for a while. Also, if you're wondering where these names are coming from, we multi-stream, so we're in several places at once. So if you don't see the names in chat that you're looking at, that's because they're in a different place. Oh, okay. Next question is... 1 second. Remember, put the answer in lowercase. Okay. Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried, the criminal, the snake, the narcissist. He ran which exchange? Just put the name of the exchange in chat. That's all you have to do. Sam Bankman-Fried ran which exchange? And remember, if you do answer it correctly, you have another 45 seconds. Smash the like button. To follow us, to subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Okay, lots of people right now. Sam Bankman-Fried ran which exchange? Have I swallowed a fly? Go. Right. So Grum, nearly. Karma, correct. Who else has got this right? Fair few of you got that right. 28 correct answers. Well done, everybody. So Drew, Adnan, Hitch, Crypto Mafia again, Grum, Addy, Karma, Saka, Lorena Roja, well done. Dean, Marion, congratulations. The answer is, of course, soon to be relaunched FTX, which, of course, as I've said, don't go anywhere near it. It is going to be another disaster. Okay, next question. So we've covered pretty much the 3 first topics. Let's see. Actually, we haven't asked a question about Bitcoin yet. The true or false question. So all you have to do, type true or false to this question. The maximum supply of Bitcoin is 35 million. The maximum supply of Bitcoin is 35 million. Is that true or false? Is there only ever going to be 35 million Bitcoin? True or false? Time you've got left over, you can smash the like button, subscribe, and all of those other lovely things. Right, and that is the sound of pouring yet another cup of coffee. Okay, how are we doing? 11 correct answers so far. I remember the heady days of summer, where we're in here, 80, 100, 120 correct answers per question. Then the market crashed. Everybody left. Only the strong remained. If you are listening to this, remember I consider you one of the strong, one of the OGs. I'm going to read out some answers. I'm going to read out some people who got this right. If I read your name out, then I know who you are, and you are an OG. 35 correct answers to the question. 35 million Bitcoin maximum supply. True or false? Absolutely false. The maximum supply of Bitcoin will only ever be 21 million. I will probably make a video one day about why there isn't ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. It's actually going to be a hell of a lot less Bitcoin. For various reasons. Lost Bitcoin, Satoshi's million, transactions, whatever it might be. I might make a video about that. So, Crypto Mafia. He is an OG. Marianne is an OG. Tariq won big again. He is an OG. No Turd has been here many times. Addy Crypto has been here many times. Batanda has been here many times. Munaya, same again. Fernando, Solo Sky. Poor old Munaya yesterday had a fake impersonator of me trying to chat them up on Telegram. So if you are listening to this, I'm never going to contact you on via DM. I'm never going to message you on Telegram. I'm never going to message you on Twitter. A lot of Twitter impersonators, a lot of Telegram impersonators. Not actually get them in any other places. But I'm never going to contact you. I'm more than happy for you to contact me. Got a question. Also, just remembered something. We want to do, and I'm going to announce this now. Oh, by the way, yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought. We want to do some portfolio reviews. So we want to look at your portfolio and give you some advice on what to look for. And that is free. We're not going to charge anybody to do that. So under stream that you're watching us on, you will have our contact details. And what I want to do, I don't want the amounts. I don't care how much you've got in crypto. You could have 10 million or $10. I don't care. what I want to look at is the percentage breakdown of portfolio, what coins you've invested in. Then we want to break it down by whether they're low risk or high risk coins. And we want to do this for free, because showing other people a portfolio breakdown help them understand crypto. So I've got a good example. I'm going to bring an example up on screen to show you. Okay, so I have some fake portfolios on here. The link's gone. Okay, maybe I'm not. I'll bring it up on the next stream. Okay, so if you've got a portfolio and you want us to review it for you, or tell you what we think of your portfolio, all you need to do is take our contact details from underneath, whether it be email or Twitter or whatever. Just send us a message with a breakdown by percentage of your portfolio, and we will review it on stream. And this is a very good way of showing people how a portfolio is broken up, because not only will do it, we'll also give you another example of what you add or change. So for example, you could have 90% Bitcoin and then 10 other coins with 1%, and we'd probably look at rebalancing your portfolio. We're not going to tell you that you're wrong, we might rebalance it. If you're interested, drop us a message. It will be for free. We're not going to charge you for this. The Dreamers remained. Maybe it turns out to be a nightmare. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think you're in at the right time. So that's the end. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop a box, and I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go and touch the grass, hopefully. So if you are here, we will be streaming at the same time tomorrow, 11 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be back. We've had actually quite a lot of people watch us today on the different platforms. It's been quite a nice surprise. So we'll be back tomorrow at the same time. So make sure you bookmark us, follow us, whatever it might be. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Hopefully I will have some kind of indication for Bitcoin tomorrow. Maybe it will move in the next 22 hours. We will have to wait and see. And the next thing I need to do is we're going to have to get Hollywood to work on some graphics for the quiz. Because what I want to do is I want to do the quiz properly at the end. I want to have the questions on the screen. I want to have maybe some of the winners listed. I want to turn it into a proper part of the show. But to do that, I need the technical genius that is Hollywood to fix it for me. So with all that being said, thank you all for coming. I've dropped a box. That'll stay there for the next 10 minutes. I will see you all in the morning. Have a great afternoon. Remember, if you are up in crypto, if you've made profits, it's not a criminal offence to take profit. So, for example, last night, I think we were at 34,250 or something like that. I've been in a long since about 28,000. It was only a 5x long. I was in a long from 28,000, and I closed my long position last night at 34.2. Now, if it goes to 40,000 in the next week, I won't care. I've made my profit. That's what you should care about. Don't FOMO. Don't have fear of missing out of it going up. It could always come back down. And I didn't make a lot. It wasn't a very big long. But the point of the matter is, if you bought, for example, let's say you bought Bitcoin at 50,000 and we're at 34,000 now. There's no harm in taking 10% profits, holding it in cash. And yes, maybe we'll run up to 40,000, but yes, we could go down to 30,000. But it's never a massive disaster to take a small amount of profit. With all that being said, thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you all in the morning. Thank you, Tariq, Addy Crypto, Unaya, the usual people that are here. If you are new here, make sure you give us a follow, and I'll see you all in the morning.